how to attract customers for jewelry, to basically sell jewelry. Now, you can replace jewelry with goldsmith shop, jewelry shop, stonester shop, whatever. I always mention that in my videos because, well, it's relevant for everyone. So this is one of the questions that's come up on a Google search: how to attract customers for jewelry, basically how to sell jewelry. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. I'm also going to show you a couple of Facebook ads, mock-ups that we give to our customers so that they can basically use all the hooks, all the creatives, all the headlines, and just create ads for themselves so that they can actually get people to walk into the shop. As always, at the beginning of these sort of videos, I always try to show proof. I've I've been told that showing proof in your YouTube videos is just essential. Obviously, because well, otherwise, why would you listen to it, right? So why would you even give me your time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes every day, whatever? So the reason for why I can actually talk about how to attract customers for jewelry shops in general, goldsmith is that I have generated over 80,000 US dollars at this point, way more, um, for goldsmith and jewelry shops, just using Facebook and Instagram. Now, I've done that by generating hundreds of thousands of leads who are complete strangers from the internet who saw your ad that we did for you as a goldsmith shop or a jewelry shop owner. And they said, I'm interested. And then they gave you the contact info. You were able to contact them with some very, very basic automation, just a couple of clicks here and there. And then they walked into your shop. You sell them a bunch of jewelry, everything good, very happy. And you have a customer for life, basically after that. So that's the proof. Yeah, again, I was told I have to do this on every video. So that's what I'm doing. So let's get back to the video. So this is something that I call the silent struggle of empty showrooms. Now you can replace again showrooms where just your shop if you don't have an actual showroom, which is no foot traffic. That's the problem. No foot traffic. No people are people are just not walking in. And if people are walking into your shop, it's not at the volume or the amount of people that you actually need to be able to grow and expand your business, right? So no foot traffic is the number one biggest problem that I found, right? Then you can look for all the reasons of why walk-in traffic is declining. So you can, what I believe is that this has changed a lot of stuff, right? So a lot of people, most people now, when they look for products, they don't go out in the streets and they don't go out to the marketplace, right? They don't go out to that street has a bunch of these sort of shops. They grab their phone and then they look for it on the internet. They look for it on websites. They look at on it for Google. They look at it on social media. So, for example, social media has become one of Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok has become huge search engines, huge, immense, rivaling obviously Google and YouTube. So, also even ChatGPT, less so for local goldsmith shop, obviously, but it's still there. So, social media has kind of replaced people. Like if someone wants jewelry, a custom made or a fix or something like that, instead of leaving their apartment, walking down the street and searching for it in the city center at goldsmith shops and just taking a day to search on goldsmith shops, they come to their cell phone and they write in goldsmith shops. They go to Google Maps, write in goldsmith shops. They go into social media and write custom made jewelry. They go to Instagram and start searching for feeds, and that basically their search is here on the phone. It's not on the streets anymore. So that is that's my opinion on why foot traffic has just declined over the years. And you can see those in, for example, in study graphs made by Stanford University on why in general local shops, brick and mortar shops, foot traffic has just declined. I want to talk about why Facebook ads are no longer an option, in my opinion. So most goldsmith shops, if they run ads, they run Google ads, right? Obviously, Google ads are very easy to set up. In my opinion, more easy to set up than Facebook, right? Way more user friendly than Facebook. However, the problem with Google ads is that you compete for keywords, and if one letter is missing of that keyword, even if you're paying for the ad, they don't show it to the people, right? So, for example, goldsmith, goldsmiths, right, is just one S, goldsmiths, plural. If you just competed for goldsmith, then if someone types in goldsmiths, they don't see your ad, which is crazy. But anyway, such a stupid small thing. can make someone just not see your shop. Anyway, so that's one of the problems with Google, other than it's very expensive and you are competing for a very small amounts of traffic. So you are only competing with Google Ads for people who are already looking for your solution, which is a very small amount of people, especially in your local, right? So this is why Facebook ads are no longer optional, in my opinion, is that they put your ads in front of people who are not even looking for it. That's why this is so important, right? They are interruption based ads and they go to the masses, not to only the very few one, two, three people in your local area who are looking for kind of similar things, right? Than what you are, right? You're not competing for that four eyeballs, right? You're not competing for that. You're competing for hundreds of thousands, if not millions, right? So that's why Facebook ads are no longer optional, especially for local goldsmith shops and local jewelry shops. Now, this is how Facebook generates real leads and not just, for example, in organic posts, likes, right? Hearts. Like, no, we don't care about it. We want leads, right? So people who are really interested in our stuff, who gave us their contact info and who want to buy our stuff. That's what we're looking for. So let's break down what Facebook ads, basically the model of the Facebook ad, right? So we had the hook, which is the first step, which I will show you how it goes. The first hook is the first 2 to 3 seconds, right? That could be the first line in your Facebook ad, in your Facebook copy, or if you're running a video, a reel, basically on Facebook and or Instagram, obviously, is the first 2 to 3 seconds, right? 1, 2, 3. Everything you do or say in those 1 to 3 seconds is the hook. That's the first thing. So hook is the number one most important thing in your ad. Now, if you're using a creative, there is a hook in the creative. So creative is just the photo or the video that you're showing the strangers, right? So that's the first step of the ad, the hook. Second step of the ad is the copy. Now, it's not the second most important part, but it's the second step. I'll show you why. I'll actually show you a Facebook ad. So, um, the copy is basically just the information that the stranger needs to give you their contact info and to click on the ad. That's it. That's all the copy is, right? It's just persuasive copy to click on the ad and to give you the contact. That's it. It's just additional information that they need. By the way, the best copy that I have ever run were very, very short copy. So about 7 to 8 lines max. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it, right? And very short run. So yeah, so that's the copy. Then we have the creative, which in Facebook and Instagram ads, so in Meta ads, you could also put it in TikTok ads, right? Number one most important thing, right? The creative, because that's the first thing they see. That's what interrupts the scroll. So they are scrolling on their cell phone, right? They're watching whatever. They're influencers, they're YouTubers, or whatever they're watching, right? And then they they are scrolling and your photo or your video just comes through. And then what we have to do in our creative, which is our photo or video, is make it so pattern interrupt, like what the fuck is this? That's kind of what they have to do. Like, whoa, that's the thing. So that they stop scrolling. That's the only thing we need to do. Okay. So that is what is the most important step for interruption based ad. So then we have the headline. Very, very important. Very super important. It should be super simple, but again, it's very important. I wouldn't say the headline is as important in interruption based ads as it is in Google ads, or for example, in the old days, newspaper ad. So the headline isn't that as important as the creative and isn't as important as the hook, in my opinion, right? And then we have the CTA, which is just telling them what to do next, right? That's it. That's the CTA. The CTA means calls to action, right? You're calling them to take action. You're telling them to do what to do next. That's it. So that's basically the formula of an ad. So I just wanted to show you how an ad looks and kind of how we use ads. Now, I'll actually show you just the hooks and kind of this. By the way, these are templates. These are not actual ads that we run, but these are templates. So, for example, This is one of the hooks. So we kind of write silly hooks just to capture them when they want, when, for example, if they see this and the creative is the most important. So we have a photo, in this case for a wedding ring. Right? And then we have X city. So if you live in, for example, you're marketing to women in Stockholm, you say Stockholm city, right? Ladies wanted. Right? You can also insert your offer here, which is normally what we do. But this is the scroll stopping creative. Because if you see your city and then you like, let's say you live in Stockholm, right? Let's just say you live in Stockholm. Let's say you're a woman and you live in Stockholm. You're scrolling through whatever. And then you come up that, I mean, you're scrolling and then you just see the photo of a person who looks like you, right? And then you see Stockholm City, which is the city you live in. And then you see ladies. You're a lady, right? Like it's talking to you. It's not talking to the world. It's not talking to 100 different people. It's talking to you. This ad is talking to you. I'm scrolling on random things and then suddenly something says my name, who I am, my gender, my age, my interests. I will stop, right? So this is the creative. And then here's the hooks. So I'm just going to read, I think I have many of them here. Yeah. Okay. So I have a couple of them here. And we're just going to read through the hooks so that you get an idea what a hook is, right? So first hook, the type of wedding ring you had to hide from your friends and family. That's a hook. Okay. Next hook. I can scroll back. Okay. Next hook. This ring made her friends jealous. It's kind of a direct response sort of marketing tip, right? Hook. This ring made her friends jealous, right? It's kind of what you kind of want for a wedding ring, right? Then you have a kind of pattern interrupt, right? Warning: this ring causes people at your wedding to look at you, right? So you're kind of understanding how we are goofing around with what people want, right? It's just a goof. It's not really serious. Another hook, this ring just broke the internet and three friendships, right? So it's you're joking around, but you're very much speaking to their desires, right? This ring is so incredible that it just broke the internet and it made three of your friends so jealous that it broke the relationship. Like that's how beautiful this ring is. Right? So keep scrolling. Again, we'll go through all the ones that I have here. Um, Another one, another pattern interrupt. Warning: this wedding ring comes with a lifetime of compliments included. Right. So if you remember or if you know that a lot of offers that are just direct offers come with this included, lifetime access included, um, 50 credits if you're buying a software, 50 credits, free credits included, right, in your package or whatever. So this kind of has a warning sign on it because, we're goofing around, right? Warning sign, this is danger. This wedding ring comes with a lifetime of compliments included. So you have the warning, which is fun, basically, because, you know, this is not real, right? So warning. Then you have what they want, which is desire, right? They want compliments, right? And what better to get lifetime compliments, right? Warning, this wedding ring comes with a lifetime of compliments included. And then compliments included is just a funny gift for business offers, right? Offers. Oh, that's terrible. And I can make a better offers. Kind of. Anyway, so we have that there. Then next one is this ring made her friends. I think I already read this. This ring made her friends jealous. Yeah, I think I think I duplicated that one. Anyway, I think this is the last one. And this should be at least the last one. Okay, so this is the last one. Your future mother-in-law will get jealous and never stop talking about this. Right. So you're already assuming that they have a mother-in-law, right? You're assuming your ring is so beautiful that she gets jealous, right? And then you're assuming that it's so beautiful that she will never stop being jealous, so she will just keep talking about that, right? She'll just keep mocking you because your wedding ring just made her feel jealous. So that's kind of what we do. By the way, this very, very important, super important. X city, ladies wanted. You call out the target market, which is basically just calling out the gender. Then you call out the city or the local area. If it's not, for example, if you live in a huge city, I don't know, London, Manhattan, right? City, New York. Sorry. But if you live in huge places with millions of people, like London has what, 8 million people or something like that. Like it's pretty big. Um, then what you don't want to do is call out the city. What you want to do is call out the area, right? So let's say in Stockholm, for example, which is not that big of a city, it has less than 1 million people. So I wouldn't do this in Stockholm. For example, in Stockholm, if you have less than 1 million people, you just put Stockholm city, everything good, right? But if, for example, you live in London, then actually I wouldn't know how. I don't even know the streets in London. But let's say Stockholm, you go to Kungsholmen, right? Kungsholmen Ladies Wanted, right? You can go there. You can also go Gamla Stan, right? These are kind of famous places in Stockholm city center. So you can call out those local places. Now, um, these this is the headline of the ad, which is super simple. Grab your dream wedding ring. And then what we do is that sometimes we put this sort of thing, which is kind of dash, 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 and then arrow to point to the learn button, which is the call to action. By the way, this is the CTA. So CTA. This is where we tell people what to do next. And this, after they click on the CTA, they will be taken to a contact form where they will give us their name, their last name, their um, email, and their phone number, right? So that is what an ad is. So I hope that you found this video valuable. And yeah, if you want more customers for your Goldsmith shop, there's a link underneath this video that will teach you click by click exactly how to do that.